We're live. I didn't give anybody any warning, so damn, Mabel. And I haven't went live in a couple of days, so yep. Ain't nobody on here yet. I said I didn't give anybody any warning. I'll wait. Somebody will come on. Which I didn't check to see if anybody was doing any broadcasts themselves, so I didn't check to see if anybody else was going live right now, so you still doing jalapenos? It's soon. I'm live. I don't know. There's somebody. How are you today? You got any thoughts about today? That's a pretty broad question, I know. There you are. I just seen it come up right there. That's kind of delayed reaction. Down, Mo. Get down. I know I'm on your bed. Come here. Tell us about the truth. Well, which part of it do you want? Jesus is the truth. Everything else just revolves around him. That's my dog, Mo. He's a good dog. He's a pretty good dog. He's camera shy, though. He don't like to look in the camera. Tell him about the truth, Mo. Oh, yeah. Enough said, huh? Well, the thing is right now, what's going on is crazy because I just see people starting to buckle. I see faith starting to waver, you know. But we're human beings, and we're prone to that, you know. You're waiting on something, you don't see it happen. It's just natural to start doubting it, but it's always darkest before the light, always darkest before dawn, I guess how it's said. And when things look bad, that's usually when they're going to turn out good. You look back in the Bible times, and when Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, and they get to the Red Sea, well, God led him to the Red Sea, But you're sitting there looking at a Red Sea, and you're looking at an Egyptian army coming at you, full force and chariots, and you got all their stuff. It don't look good, But that's whenever God does what he does, and he opens up the Red Sea. Now, are they still going to chase? Yeah, because they're idiots. And they're going to chase you, and that's when the sea swallows them up. But all that has to be perfect timing, or it don't work. I mean, if God would have stepped in early, the army wouldn't have went into the sea, and they wouldn't have got wiped out. And they'd have just followed them all throughout the wilderness. And, God told Moses and all the Israelites, this day we'll wipe out the Egyptians, and you won't have to deal with them no more. So we have to keep that in mind, I know we want it done sooner the better, but sooner ain't always better. So very rarely is sooner better. But with God, he stands outside of time, so he knows perfect timing. And I know all the evil that's going on, we just want it to end, but you want the rats in the trap, or they're just, we can stop it for a time, but if you don't get rid of them, then they just continue doing the evil. So the timing has to be perfect. And that's what we have to have faith in, And people are clashing, and even in the prepping community, even in, the patriots are banging heads, and the preppers are banging heads, and the religious folks are banging heads, and they're trying to divide us. And that's what we can't, that's really what we can't do, because that's what they want. We have to be able to forgive each other, and we got to know who the good guys are. Even though we have different opinions, and we have different ways we think it should go, or we all have different information, we have to know that we're all on the same team. The enemy we're fighting against is way, way, way worse than our disagreements. So have to keep that in mind, And if somebody says something to hurt your feelings, you know what? There's a lot worse things going on than feelings getting hurt. And that's just simple truth there. There's a lot of good things going on right now. Like, stuff is coming through that division is of the devil, don't you think? Yeah. Sometimes I would say division, God divides us as well sometimes, because he wants some people to go this way and some people to go that way. I was listening to a sermon earlier today, and it was talking about Paul and Barnabas. And then you had John Mark, which Paul didn't want to take with him because John Mark had lied to him previously, But Barnabas wanted him to go because he thought he would still be good. Well, eventually they ended up splitting their ways. They had an argument about it. They went up splitting their ways, and Barnabas took John Mark, and Paul went with Silas. But what God was doing was making two ministries. What the devil means for evil, God can turn to good. I can give a example of that in my own life, because I haven't been always faithful to the Lord, and I have, I haven't ever lost faith in God. I never will. I've always known there's a God. I'll never deny that. But I have dabbled back in the world, And when you do that, the world shows itself to you, especially when you know the truth and you know Jesus. And it'll leave you high and dry, and you'll end up hating it worse than if you would have never went back to it. You know, you can't go back into it and be the same person. You know, once God gets a hold of your life, there ain't no going back. I mean, you can try, but you're banging your head up against the wall. You're never going to find any joy in it. Because, you know, that's a lot. I see a lot of people, they accept Jesus into their heart just so they'll be happy. But life doesn't stop just because Jesus is in your heart. He just gives you a way to overcome the circumstances. Happiness is circumstantial. You know, you can have good days and bad days, and that's whether you're lost, saved, you know, blind or whatever. You're going to have good days and bad days. But joy is something different. Joy comes from the Lord. You know, if you can put love, joy comes from love, and then you put J in there. J is for Jesus. Gotta love Jesus. O is for others. Gotta love others. And then put Y on the end. That's for yourself. And in that order, you get joy. And if you can stick to that, that will override happiness. Because, you know, people lose their jobs. That's going to make you unhappy. And God never promised you tribulations ain't going to come your way. As a matter of fact, He promised you they would. But He's overcome the world. So that should bring you joy. If that answers your question there, Deb. You know. All right, Cheryl's there. Yeah, I'm going to try to get an invite. I'm going to bring up this invite if anybody wants to get in. Oh, paste. There you go. Yeah, I mean, for that, I have got to let this dog in. He is just going nuts. Come on. I'll let three in and one goes out. She'll be scratching to get in here too in a minute. Used to have big dogs, and we got little dogs thinking they were going to be easier, but they ain't. They're little babies, but there are babies. We love them. Hey, Murphy. Come here, cutie. Are you camera shy? I know all y'all. My sound is good. I guess it's for this headset. Tried it. I got it for playing video games, but I don't play video games anymore, so don't have time for it. How much of that did you hear, Cheryl? I guess you just got here, but is that really good? Mean really loud? Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, I'm going solo. We were just talking about the difference between happiness and joy. So, yeah, that's what my wife just said. Perfect. I was just kind of wondering what y'all's thoughts was on the whole situation going on right now. We've kind of been a few days without nothing major going on. I did hear earlier that CNN has lost half of their viewers since Trump's been out. So yay for that. Ain't nobody need to watch that crap anyways. I tune in just to figure out what they're lying about a lot of times. But I didn't even think I'm gonna do that anymore. They don't deserve time of day. You know, but that's what they get because I mean, you want to sit and lie about somebody and everybody knows you're lying and you're just doing it for drama. Well, the one creating the drama, when he's gone, you just lost your viewers. So, and I mean, Trump's a genius. He really is. And that's what they don't understand. He knows what they're going to do before they do it. I mean, they're playing checkers. He's playing chess. Yeah. All their news is fake. You're right there. Yeah. It is fake because they're a bunch of fakes, a bunch of hypocrites. It's like everything that they go with, they'll sit there and jump on one side of the fence, and then whenever Trump jumped on that side, they jump on the other side, So yeah, I mean, you don't have no grounds. About the droves coming in, but they're created by God too. Oh, I don't watch news anymore. Yeah, I try not to. I mean, I get my news off YouTube, I guess. But oh wow, Arkansas Living got a new channel. Monetization. Congratulations, Arkansas. Yeah, I was fixing to wonder there, Cheryl. Them gods is what the bad guys worship. And that's little G. So we don't want no part of them. How much have you studied into that, Cheryl? The cabal and all that. I know it's not for the how do you put it? Faint of heart or faint at heart or however that's said. It's kind of hard to get through. It's hard to none. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I wouldn't say unfortunately. I mean, you study Sun Tzu's Art of War, it says know your enemy. And you have to know their tactics if you're going to be able to fight against them. I mean, they lie, we tell the truth. They hate, we love. And what they're hiding, you got to figure out what they're trying to hide. So, see, I've been awake for a while now, but I didn't know the depth of it. I will say that. And it was a little disheartening at first. I wanted to shy away, to be honest with you. I wanted to run. I wanted to hide. But, I mean, there's nowhere to run. Vacation Bible School. Yeah. That's a good thing. I hope we have one this year. Well, thank you, Cheryl. Yeah, and to be honest with you, that's where I learned a lot of the Bible was from Vacation Bible School. It stuck with me for my whole life. I'm so thankful to God for that, you know, because that is where our strength comes from, is the Lord, you know. And that's what makes me so sad about this generation is, you know, when I was a kid, it was just accepted, you know. The Bible's a good book. Now it's just hogwash the way they look, you know. They don't even want to pick it up or yeah, they are. And they get a lot of bad information, you know, even from the schools, you know. They want to sit there and say we're from monkeys and stardust and we don't mean nothing. We're just random thoughts or random, I don't even know how they say it, DNA. I mean, you study DNA, there ain't nothing random about it. It's a code. I mean, you can't have a code without a code maker. One little thing off here, one little thing off there, and it don't work. It's a perfect code to, you know, for each individual. Your sponge dried up, more like a wash rag. Yeah, hopefully we can change that, Cheryl. You know, because you know, I mean, yeah, it's like I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was telling me that all the gods created this and they created that, and I basically told him, I said, "How come gods is with the little g and God in the singular is always with the big G? Is that coincidence?" That's because one's a lie and the other one ain't. There's only one creator. Yeah, only if we take it though. You know, I was telling my wife this morning, I said, I'm going to tell the truth. And if I get arrested for telling the truth, I'm going to go into jail for telling the truth. And then when I get in there, I'm going to tell the truth, you know. And if they throw me in isolation and a guard comes to feed me in there, I'm going to tell him the truth. And then eventually they're going to get tired of hearing the truth and they're going to kill me. And then I'm going to go to heaven and I'm going to go up there and tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth. They can't stop that, you know. Like Paul, when they threw him in jail, they would send the guards in there, and they would tell him, "We're going to kill you, or you're going to die, or tomorrow we're going to, you know, take your head." And he's like, he'd laugh at them, like, you know, you can't sit here and threaten me with heaven. Go ahead and do it. She said, "I ain't." Yeah, amen. Yeah, you know, we don't want them messing with their DNA. That's God given. I don't know what they're going to do about the whole DNA deal or the jab, I guess is how we say it. But we have to. I mean, this is the battle. We're not firing machine guns in World War III like people thought we was. You know, there might be laser weapons come along later, but it's a war of information. It's a war of lies and it's a war of truth, propaganda. You know, even in World War II, the Nazis were they used propaganda, lies. You know, it's always fear. There's only been one king that's ever come down to this earth that didn't rule by fear, and that was Jesus Christ. And he's the most famous of them all. So, yeah. Well, I guess me and my wife would be considered middle aged, you know. But that's why I'm doing this, Cheryl, is for the next generation. You know, I don't want my kids to be slaves. I don't want my grandkids to be slaves, you know. And if these people have their way, they'll never know about Jesus if I don't tell them, you know. They'll never know. Or what we have instilled to them, they ain't gonna be able to build on, you know. But But that's like Trump, though. That's why he did what he did while he was in there. He made the economy better. He, you know, he started defending religious liberties. He defended freedom of speech. He defended the Second Amendment, because that is what these people want to take from us, you know. So we was getting all that, and even the people who aren't awake was seeing that, You notice $1.50 gas prices compared to $3 or whatever it is now, that hits every American, you know. And these people will sit here and still lie after your gas went up $1.50. And, people ain't buying it because they just seen it with their own eyes. You are right there. We truly don't realize our power in prayer. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. There's a lot of people praying right now, Dark times build faith. And that's a good thing, When it's all good and you're on the mountaintop, people don't realize, though, you can't live on the mountaintop. You gotta go back down in the valley to live. That's where the water is. There ain't no water up on the mountaintop. It's nice to get up there and get a view sometimes, but it's hills and valleys. Our lives are hills and valleys. It seems like it's a hard climb up to that top, but then whenever you go back down, that's just a quick slide. We can fall so easily, Mustard seeds move mountains. Yep. I'm trying to think of that verse. Oh, yeah, little faith. I know that's how it starts. They were trying to cast out, I think, demons when he said that in Matthew. And they come back and said they couldn't do it. And he said, well, I just showed you how to do it. He says, if you have faith that is as big as a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Oh my gosh. Was that for what? So true. Yeah. Yeah, I would just about the mountaintop. Oh, fall fast. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Well, we serve a God of second chances. That's for sure. And God's so awesome that He gives you more than one second chance. If that makes any sense. It's a daily, because we mess up daily, and it's just His love is so awesome. It really is. It's hard for me to keep dry eyes just thinking about how faithful God is, even when we're not. I saw it a lot in AA. Yeah. Yeah, I used to be an alcoholic. I don't know if you knew that. It took me a long time to get over it. That's it's a brainwashing, because they sit and they tell you, this is the good life. You look at a commercial, everybody's all dancing around the pool, and everybody's got a beer in their hand or a drink, or it's good times. But they don't show the black eyes and the bruises and the hangovers and the hurt and the destroyed lives and the messed up marriages and the homeless kids. And yeah, my friends who might slip would tell me, don't preach at me. Yeah, but we got to. Well, like that guy that I was talking to, a guy that was talking about the gods, and he's like, well, I ain't here to turn anybody, you know. And I said, well, I wish it was that easy for me because I am. You know, it's when you're a Christian, you're called to make disciples. And I said, now I can't make you believe, but it is my job to say the truth. You know, and the ones who have ears will hear. That's what the Bible says. So people want to believe what they want to believe, but that ain't necessarily what makes it true, you know. Yes, ma'am. Because all they care about is the money, so they make it look glamorous. Yeah. What was that old country song? What made Milwaukee famous made a poor man out of me. That's an old song. My mama used to live that while she's drinking a beer. I'm thinking, uh, it's insane what we'll do to ourselves. You know, we're just so hard headed. Hard headed. And I'm guilty of it. It took me a long time. I mean, I got saved and filled with the Holy Spirit and still fell back into it, you know. But if you don't learn, God will make you do a redo. You got to get an A. You don't get to pass. He ain't gonna pass you with the C, or you make an A, then he'll give you another test. But he'll give you redos. And thank God for redos. Because I've seen a lot of people, you know, and there's a lot of people that, you know, don't necessarily come from the rough part of town. You know what I mean? And that ain't me, but then again, they stay in church, they do this, they do that, but they struggle in other areas. Wow, I was saved. That's over there. You're right there. We'll never be above human. Hi, Gales. Southern Living, how are you today? Yeah, we're never going to be. I mean, we're not perfect. But it's like one guy said one time, he said, I'm not where I need to be, but thank God I'm not where I was. You don't see Gail Southern Living? Oh. My wife said hi, guys. She's in the other room, so. I don't ever have to tell her to go to the kitchen. That's where she likes to stay. So, not that I would, anyways. But you just got that? Oh, I thought maybe you heard me in person there. Come here, Mabel. My dogs. You ain't giving them attention. They're sleeping. Going to plant some tomatoes and basil today. Wow. They go hand in hand, don't they there, Gail? I don't think we ain't ever grown no basil, have we? No. Yeah. I've not ever grown any herbs. Are herbs tough to grow? That is an herb, correct? We used to work at a place where we had to put them in bags. It was called Patty's Herbs. So we had to do like what? Yeah, packaged them. Basil, rosemary, dill, lemongrass. Rosemary, chili. Yeah. Sage, I believe was one of them. Like my wife, she loved it. she was a pro at it. It was tough for me. I'm a construction worker, so you get me in there trying to do little stuff with my hands. I mean, I'll do it, but I ain't the best at it. But I got pretty quick. I mean, there was girls in there though. We worked with a bunch of Hispanic women, and you talk about fast. Now they'd probably been doing that 20 years, and I mean just going to plant some. Oh, companion planting to keep away creatures. Herbs are easy to grow. Huh. I didn't know that. See how much you learn on the internet? I mean, if you use it for what's good, it's awesome.
What about your three sisters? That's companion planting.
Okay. Yeah, that's kind of like what I do with the Three Sisters method. Like you have corn, and then which corn don't have much nutrition in it, but I like it. So, and it's hard to grow it around here because our soil here in Arkansas is real dense. It's not real sandy, and corn kind of like sandy soil. But then you take your beans. You can either go green beans, pinto beans, just a bean, most beans, and they put a lot of nitrogen in the soil. And that's what corn really likes, is nitrogen. But then again, then you plant your squash on the outside of that, and that keeps your beans shaded so they don't burn up. And it works pretty good. It's a Native American thing. And they ate a lot of them plants, they like squash. And what kind of creatures does that keep away?
Different pests and stuff.
Oh, okay, bugs. So
Different things to keep different pests away.
oh, I see. Basil, I guess bugs don't like basil.
Huh?
Yeah, corns with beans. Yeah, beans produce a lot of nitrogen. Corn loves nitrogen. And if I'm not mistaken, I think wheat does too, but I may be wrong on that.
And you plant flowers around to keep your bees to the flowers and away from certain things that you don't want cross-pollinated.
Well, you need to be in here. You got all the knowledge in that area. I had to do like a week worth of research. Hornworms. Yeah, I don't really know what them are. Yeah. Well, doesn't vegetables, they grow flowers too, right? But they just the fruit comes out of it, so I guess they don't last like flowers do. Oh, okay. Yeah, my wife was saying about growing flowers around too. Is it keep it from cross pollinating? I guess the bees will go to the flowers instead of pollinating your garden. Yeah. Well, I know bees cross pollinate.
That's why we had cucumbers and squash that were mixed.
That's like I don't know if y'all know Bump Spike. He's a beekeeper, which I can't really do bees. I love honey, and I like bees. I don't like getting stung by them, but my wife's really, really bad allergic to them, so I can't do it. But I love honey so much. If she wasn't allergic, I would definitely try to beekeep and honey never ruins. It's a very good prepping food. She does squash with marigolds to ward off squash bugs. My dad taught me that. Yeah, that's good to know because we were getting them squash bugs last year. Yeah. Another thing I heard to keep snails out of your garden is to take like old stale beer, like half a beer can, and cut it in half and put it out there by your garden, and all the snails will go to that fermented beer. But I haven't tried that yet, so I ain't gonna. I won't confirm it.
But if you take a soap of Irish Spring bar and grate it up and sprinkle it around your garden, it'll keep out. I think it was ants and other insects, like a whole bunch of that.
Huh. Yeah. My wife says you can also take an Irish Spring bar, the soap, and shred it up and put it around your garden, and it'll keep like ants and stuff out of there.
It's coming in. They can hear me. I can hear it in here. Better than when I sat right next to you.
Oh, yeah. Your voice kind of echoes, I guess. Yep. Squash. Yeah, I was wondering what you would do because we was getting a lot of them squash bugs last year. And them dudes they're kind of gruesome looking. Well, that is delayed. That is delayed quite a bit. Yeah. I'm going to put the link back up there if anybody wants to get up here. Hoping maybe Disabled come by today. He usually gets up here and talks with me. Yeah. Well, it's Friday, huh? For some reason I was thinking it was Saturday, but it's just Friday. Yeah, it's yeah, we go in we sell. My wife does a lot of salsa and canning and stuff, and she goes and sells on Saturdays. So, which she sold some yesterday. Lord blessed her pretty good. What'd you make? How much money did you make yesterday? Yeah, 360. She made over $350 in one day. So, but people like fresh stuff. I mean, and more people are buying from outside vendors just so they don't have to deal with the mass crap and all that, you know, because it's a hassle. These people act like you're just scum of the earth if you don't sit there and listen to their, you know, there's only so many times you're gonna sit and lie to me, and I'm gonna quit listening to you, you know, because I've done my research on them masks and
thank you guys.
That's the worst. You know what I mean? The worst thing you can do, the masks are more harmful than they are helpful because, for one, they don't keep the virus out. The virus is small, very small, smaller than the ports, even on the mask, the common mask you see. But it does keep carbon monoxide in, and you're sitting there breathing that back in, and it makes your blood acidic, and that causes all kinds of health problems. Yeah, I mean it's real bad for diabetics and for people with hypertension or high blood pressure or heart problems of any kind, respiratory issues. I mean, and the psychological, what it's doing to our kids is what's bad too. I mean, I seen a video of the inside of a school, and it's like they're running concentration camps in there, you know, 6 foot apart, and they all have to wear a mask, and then they're all marching, you know. These kids can't even play anymore. It's sad, you know. School was supposed to be fun. You know, you do your learning and stuff, but that's why we had sports and you have your electives so you can do your hobbies and do the things that makes us happy in life too, you know. Learning should be fun. What do we do on our channel? Well, I run my mouth, and my wife, she's got all the real good knowledge on prepping and canning, and I just basically give my opinion. I talk biblical stuff, a lot of biblical, and
I just heard that.
but what? I run my mouth. Yeah, but I mean,
Bible stuff, I know the prepping stuff.
yeah, she's more practical than I am. I can look it up in a book, I guess would be. Okay, Cheryl, thanks for stopping by. It's always good talking to you.
Bye, Cheryl.
Yeah, we do. My wife does a lot of canning stuff, and we're gonna do garden stuff on here. Only,
Tell them I'm making cowboy candy right now.
my wife's making cowboy candy right now, so I don't know if y'all know what that is, or is it cowboy or cowgirl?
Cowgirl is candied bell peppers. Cowboy is candied jalapenos. Bullfighter is candied serranos.
Okay. I don't know if y'all could you hear that, or do I need to repeat it? Yeah, I mean, what do you have a channel, Gail? If you do, I don't think I've subscribed to it, and I always like to subscribe to people I know that have a channel.
Awesome.
What?
An invite?
Invite to what?
On her channel. Monday Night Lives at 7 p.m. Gal Southern Living.
Okay. Thank you, Gail.
So, yes.
All right. Yeah, we'll subscribe to you. I'll subscribe to you for sure. And my wife can too. Hers is Bless Your Heart Bakery. So.
I'm just not commenting because I'm cutting up peppers.
Yeah. Well, can you take a break and come in there and take my spot for a minute? I have to go.
Huh?
I gotta go use the bathroom real quick. I don't want to leave them high and dry here.
Hi, guys. Oh, what are y'all doing today? I'm wearing gloves because I'm cutting up jalapenos. We have probably, I don't know, I'm guessing 100 to 120 pounds of jalapenos, and so 3 big boxes. So I'm just finished up with the last box. I got like 12 more to cut. Then we're going to get some pineapple ready and some onions and lots of sugar and make some cowboy candy. Now see, I blew a finger trying not to get jalapeno juice in it and rub my eyes. Cowboy candy is candied jalapenos, and they are a southern delicacy. I mean, they go almost as fast as you can make them. Really, you can't make them fast enough. But yeah, some people there's a couple of different variations. Some people put pineapple in it and onions. Some people do just straight jalapenos. Some do no seeds. Some do with seeds. Most of them do seeds. And then it's just with a lot of vinegar, apple cider vinegar, and like 14 cups of sugar. So when I say candied, it really is candied.
Can they hear you with the microphone plugged in?
I can hear myself in there because it's a delay, so I think so. Y'all can hear me, right?
I didn't know.
I think so.
You had to go straight through that.
I didn't, yeah, because otherwise they wouldn't be able to hear me when I'm in the kitchen. So I think it just guarantees they hear your mic. So anyway.
Yeah, That Cowboy Candy, like you put on pork chops.
Yeah, it's a topper.
Or
yeah, cream cheese and crackers is the #1 thing they put it on, but a lot of people put it on hamburgers and steak and ham and pretty much anything you want short of ice cream. And but I don't like spice, so I love bell peppers. So I took the same recipe pretty much, and I use bell peppers, onions, and garlic, and make what I call a cowgirl candy because it's no spice. And then I have the same recipe that I do for straight candied serranos, and we call that one a bullfighter candy because that one, if you eat like a salsa, two of my brother-in-laws, his big bad tough brothers, thought that they could eat it even though I told them not. And then the next day they called me, you left blisters on the roof of my mouth. I'm like, I told you not to eat it like a salsa.
How did you do it?
It's a topper. I didn't do it to them. But so I always tell people, do not eat it like a salsa because it will set you on fire. But the candy, the sweetness, because it's got so much sugar, oh my, it's like I don't even know how to describe it.
I'm
it's
guessing
just
Gail's
so
from Texas.
Are you from Texas, Gail?
Looks like Texas on her.
It is Texas on her thing. Texas YouTube.
That's where I'm from. Well, I'm from.
We lived down there for about 3 years in Pearsall, 101 miles from Laredo. Pretty southern Texas. She said yes. So, well, I'm gonna give it back over because I need to get in there and finish these last of the jalapenos. And oh, he's grabbing an ashtray. But it was nice meeting you, Gail. I will go to your channel and subscribe and hit the bell and all that stuff. So I couldn't see in there on my phone. I thought it said Gall. I was saying Galls. So I apologize when I said hello, Galls. We'll go. I'm in Gail. It's because I ain't wearing my bifocals. But anyway, good to see y'all. I'm gonna get back in the kitchen.
She don't ever wear bifocals.
You're in here by my notebook.
Yeah, that ain't where they go. Yeah. I see where they're at. That's what I mean. That ain't wearing them. Texas. Whereabouts in Texas? I think I've been about everywhere there. It's a big state, though, so I don't know. My mom always said there's two kinds of people. Two kinds of people that in this world. There's Texans and then those who wish they were. I love Texas, though. I love Louisiana, Texas, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. And I ain't got nothing against any of the other states, but I think I've lived on the East Coast. I've lived on the West Coast. And about right, I ain't never lived up like Kansas or any place up there, but this is the best place to be, I think. We got real nice people here, for sure. Breckenridge. I don't know where that is, I don't think. That must be in the east. See, I was from San Angelo, so I know pretty much all the towns out there. They're few and far between in some places, though, out there in the desert. Which I lived out there. Coupon Gale. Thank you for the subscription, Coupon Gale. Well, I got a cousin living down. He lives in, well, he moves quite a bit. He either lives in Burleson, which is around Fort Worth, or he lives in Grapevine. I think he might live my other channel. Oh, okay. All right. Yes, that's what I was going to say. You're frugal like my wife. But she's
I need to watch that one.
frugal wives are good wives, though, for sure. I don't know if you're married or anything, but they can save you some money. She never brings any back, though. She just gets good deals. I better hush. Said, save me some money. She's like, look what I saved you today. I was like, oh, yeah, can I have it back? She's like, no, I bought this and this and this. And I'm like, okay. Gotta love it.
I never do what? I just get good deals.
You tell me you saved all this money, and then I ask for it back, and it ain't ever there. So I'm like, your concept of saving and mine are two totally different things. But yeah, she's good about buying stuff you need, though. So you're gonna have to spend it anyways. So you might as well save as much money you can on buying it. Yes, I guess that's how that would go. Yeah, that Cowboy Candy, though, that's really good stuff. I never heard of it until a couple years ago, though. So did y'all get hit bad by that ice storm down there, or in your area there, Gail? Oh, I seen some pictures of down there in Houston. It was terrible. I couldn't believe it. Texas ain't made for that, though. Which it was here in Arkansas. It didn't get. I mean, it got cold a couple days, but we didn't get the snow like 20 miles north of me and 20 miles south of me. They got a bunch, but for some reason, I live in the Arkansas River Valley. Yeah, they got like a bunch more elsewhere. Yeah, they got a lot more. I live in Arkansas River Valley, though, and it seems like if we get a tornado, it'll rip through our storm, but we have a lot of mountains around us, so they block like a lot of it. So sometimes it just skips right over us or will go around us, or it's a blessing. It is a blessing. Do you want to get on here, Gail? I guess if you have a channel, you ain't scared of getting on here, are you? Or you're probably busy, huh? But I'll throw this deal back up here just in case anybody wants to. That goes for anybody. Man, that is really delayed. That's like a 30-second delay. Huh?
Gail.
Oh, okay. She's bringing.
Look here, Gail. Get to bed.
Them ain't even hot, though. Or they smell it, though.
That's because the oil has to activate in the heat. Let's see how hot they are. I don't do hot at all, so.
Them's hotter than that first batch.
They're the same peppers. It's just when you activate them and stuff. I don't know.
Well, you didn't activate the last one. That would have been good in the salsa. That's going to be at least medium there. They're good, though. Well, love the flavor of jalapenos. They're really good. Yeah, that one had a little heat to it.
I think they get a little hotter as they set and ripen.
Maybe. You're going to make me cry on my stream here, huh?
It's been 2 days since I cut the other ones up.
So Breckenridge, what big town is that by, or is that a pretty good sized town? It seems like I've heard of it, but is that by Austin?
What?
She said she's from Breckenridge or San Antonio.
Yeah, it's a big delay.
That's what I was saying.
Like 10 seconds or more.
I was hoping Disable would come by.
Let me see. I'm gonna hop off and see if I can get over.
He was asking last night if I was going to go live. So, are any of you guys subscribed to 101's channel, Prepping 101? He usually goes live every night, and I sometimes get up there with him.
I'm gonna let JW know too.
Yeah, let them know. So, which I know people have lives and they got things they got to do, so you never know. Oh. He goes by Jeff B, but I don't know if
Disabled prepper or prepping?
Disabled Prepper, I think. But going back to this government stuff that we got going on, it's just unbelievable to me. You know, there's just some things don't pass the smell test. You know, and I see people's like, "Oh, Joe Biden's our president." They just got to accept it. And he may be, but he ain't doing things normally. I mean, you don't put barbed wire around the Capitol and the White House and everything's just normal. Or, you know, or this guy went 55 days without talking to the press. Well, you know, something's fishy there. So something else is going on. And I mean, a lot of people just you're just going to have to accept it. Trump's out of there. You know, maybe they're right, but I have my doubts for sure on that. I mean, the man said he's sick and tired of smart people. I mean, how can you say something like that and get elected president? Oh, I'm sick and tired of smart guys, is what he said. And I'm thinking, and then people are honking their horns cheering for him. Well, what does that say about you? Anybody cheer for that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what people think. I really don't. Are you back on there, hon? No. Yeah, I mean, I think two more people. Anybody want to get up here? My link is right there in the chat. So Yeah, that's fine.
That's when he does 11.
Yeah. But I haven't seen, I'm sure it's one of them's probably Google, so they ain't gonna get up here. They like to watch me. Huh? Goat. Oh yeah. Yeah, they like to follow me around on here. I go to like browse on my internet, and I'll go to DuckDuckGo, which I've heard they're part of Google, but I don't see that because every time I go to DuckDuckGo, they tell me somebody from Google tried to follow me and they stopped them or whatever. So, and I don't see somebody being a part of something that would do that. You know what I mean? But then again, I don't trust the government, but I got a lot of Indian in me. So, can you blame me? She got a phone call. Yeah, I'm an A Cherokee, so which I wouldn't recommend to anybody trusting the government. You shouldn't trust, you know. I know people are gonna do what they want to do, but they're not for, the best times in this country. Teach you what? She said she's okay. You get the chat before I do, and I get the sound before you do, I guess. So we're gonna have to meet in the middle here. Yeah. Taz Dallas Star hockey fan. Thank you for the sub. Kind of weird. Texas hockey fans. You never tried Cowboy. How was the weather? It's nice and sunny today. Beautiful. Oh, 24 hours without power. Yeah, that's rough. We never lost power here. We did lose water for about 8 hours, I guess it was. Our water froze. But we just took our our vent on our dryer and ran it underneath the house where our pipes were and thawed out our lines. Oh my. Greenhouse blew into a power line the other day. Wow. How you doing, Taz? Everybody in my family's Dallas Cowboys fans. So, which I'm the black sheep. So, dreary and windy in North Carolina. Yeah, I think we got your storms like 2 days ago. They blew through here. But y'all got it a lot worse. Like Alabama and Mississippi really got it. Dallas Stars fan.
Yeah, in North Carolina.
Yeah. Hello, Dallas Stars fan. Are they pretty good this year? I don't keep up with hockey, but my name is Stanley, so I guess Stanley Cup's all right. If you can win that. Hockey's a tough sport. I couldn't even roller skate. much less. I mean, I could play football. It's hard enough tackling people with cleats on. Dreary. You're in North Carolina. My dad was from Richmond, Virginia. My mom was from Texas. So I lived both places. I like Texas a lot more better than Virginia, though. I had a brother that was born in Richmond. He was born in Richmond, Virginia. And then the rest of my family, we was all born scattered around Texas. Like I had a brother born in Lubbock. I had a brother born in Midland. I had a sister born in Killeen. Let's see, and then a lot of us was. You was born in Virginia? You know, I've been out in the country parts of Virginia though, and I liked it out there. It's just right there in Richmond was rough, but we lived kind of on the hard part of town. So 5,000 in Breckenridge. Like I think it was Charlottesville, or no, not Charlottesville. Might have been Charlottesville, Virginia. Oh, by Abilene. Okay. Prettiest town I ever seen, huh? Was that near? Well, I guess that ain't very big town though. 5,000. Is that kind of by Granbury? If I'm saying that right, my sister lived there for a while. I think it was Granbury or Weatherford, either one of them. But them's pretty good sized towns. And most of my family lived either in San Angelo or Permian Basin, Midland, Odessa, or San Antonio. I guess we lived all over the place. Yeah. Okay. Southwest Virginia. So that'd be kind of there by ooh, what's that town in Tennessee? Right before you come into Virginia. Huh? Okay. Southwest. Yeah, see, I'm a big Civil War buff. That's where most of my heroes come from, is from Virginia. My dad too. Like Stonewall Jackson, he's like one of my greatest heroes. Mainstream media and history books say he's a bad man, but you do the real history on him. He wasn't a bad man. Hell, man, or Robert E. Lee. They were good men, you know. They tell you that was a civil war, but if you look into it, it wasn't a civil war. We wasn't fighting for the union. I mean, we wasn't fighting to take over. We was just fighting to secede. Civil war is when you fight over a country. It was a fight for Southern independence, you know. But I don't want to get into all that. People get hurt over that, but it's just the way I believe. My wife subscribed to you, Gail. Yeah. Where do you live at in North Carolina now? How do you say that? Yeah, or Yaya? Oh, thank you. Yeah. What's funny about the poems that was my worst subject in school was English. I couldn't stand it. I used to sit and laugh at the teacher because I'd make F's in English, and I'd be like, I don't even know why I need to learn this. I ain't never gonna write nothing. But God has sense of humor. He'll take your weaknesses and make them your strengths, I guess. That way people know it ain't you. He wants us to be dumb. I don't understand. Who wants us to be dumb? Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I guess that's why it's called faith, huh? Well, he wants us to trust him for sure. That he's trustworthy, so and sometimes it don't look good, but it always turns out good if you stay in the hands of him. You know. Oh, Raleigh. Raleigh. I love North Carolina people. I love all Southern people. I mean, I love all people in general, but there's just something about people down here in the South. I don't know what it is. I guess that's why they call it Southern hospitality. We're just pretty good people, I guess, or just try to be. That's all you got to do is try to be good people. Why don't you get me one? I'm in my bag. Up there on the wall. You knew where it was. What do y'all want a poem about?
I don't know. Whatever God lays on your heart.
Well, let's see. I guess I can read a poem. Oh, is your husband's the hockey fan? I'm guessing, Gail. Well, I got a few here. Y'all want to hear? I got one called The Bluebird. I've got one called You Saved a Fool. Let's see here. Man or Rabbit.
Which one did you read?
I don't know. I'm asking them which one they want to hear. I'm giving them options here, hon.
They're all good. You've got a calling with poems, I tell you.
I've one called My Victory.
The poem of the hour.
I'll read this one since we was talking about second chances earlier. I guess we've been talking about a little bit of everything. Or falling down the mountain, but Cheryl done left. But it says, does God give up on the ones who fall? I can tell you personally, no, not at all. You see, sometimes we think we can do this all alone, so God does not stop us, and we're allowed to roam. We can walk on the water if our eyes are on Him, but as soon as we look away, we can't even swim. Because when we're not looking at Him, our faith becomes weak. The waves come crashing in, and our boat begins to leak. This can happen so fast, faster than we think, and the longer we look away, the faster we sink. You see, we are not God. There are things we cannot do. So we must surrender to Him. Look up, and His hand will reach for you. As long as we do His will, we will never fail. It's when we do our own thing, we're swallowed by the whale. We have a tendency to look at our problems for far too long. But when our eyes are on Jesus, everything else seems so small. And that's what we was talking about earlier on, people that mess up, we're all gonna mess up. No one here is perfect, and that's where trust has got to come in. I see people, they think that their good works are going to get them there, and they ain't. I mean, it's like nobody's making it out of here alive. I mean, I don't know how else to put that. There's only one way off the earth, and it's a one-way trip. You don't, I guess there's some people that come back, but most people don't come back. Only one I know that's ever climbed out of the, yeah. But we have to have faith in something that's going to save us. If you know you can't save yourself, it's like jumping out of a plane. You got a parachute, which is Jesus, or you think your own good works is going to do it. That's like flapping your arms up there. You're going to hit the ground, bam, smash. But if you got a parachute, you're going to hit it about 5 miles an hour running. And that's about the best analogy. It's about the best analogy I've ever heard on it. Trust the parachute, But a lot of people, they know about the parachute, but it stays over in the corner of the plane. And they don't have it on when they go. So the parachute didn't do you any good. You got to put the parachute on. Thank you. I don't really know if I'm saying that right. Yeah. I'm just going to say it once. Okay. I think they heard you. Yeah. If she wasn't planting. Yeah. No big deal. We got to do what we got to do. Yeah, my name used to be Patriotic Poet, but a lot of people, it's hard for a lot of people. Actually, I put 4 P's together. A lot of people was like, no, it's too much. So I just went with Scripture Man Stan. I try to learn the scripture. I try to remember the scriptures. It's hard for me to remember chapters and verses, but I can usually remember what God's saying on it, Don't always understand it, but the guy saying it's pretty smart, It's hard to understand everything when you got infinite wisdom, The Greek for grandmother. Oh, okay. I see. Yee. My wife goes by Meemaw. I guess that's Arkansas for grandmother. Or Oklahoma or Texas. Yeah, I'm just now I just bought a Strong's Concordance, and it translates a lot of, like, the New Testament was written in Greek, which I don't know if it's the same Greek they speak today, but then you have the Old Testament, and you can find the original words in Hebrew or ancient Chaldean or Chaldean, however you say that, ancient Babylonian, and that's what they wrote. But That's a lot of people sit there and say to me, how can you trust the Bible when it's been translated and stuff's been taken out and all this and that? Well, we can go back to the languages. You can go back to the original languages and put that to the test. You know, none of that. People still speak them languages, or the biblical scholars do, for sure. There was a fault to find in it, they would have found it, believe me, because there a lot of people's been looking. But it's like I try to learn Spanish there, which I can speak a little bit. I can get by, but I never could understand. It's reversed from the way we say something like, I'm going to the store. And in Spanish, it's to the store I'm going. And that always kind of threw me off. Yeah, the Greek is different today. Do you speak Greek, Yee? Yeah, I'm sure it is. That's, well, even English, you know, we have what they call Old English. And if you've ever heard people speak that, you can't hardly make sense out of it. And they're speaking the same language as we do today. It's just that's where you get the thee and the thou and the thy. And, you know, only reason we even know any of that is because of the Bible. But like they speak Irish, speak English, but if you listen to Gaelic, yeah, you can't understand that. You're gonna have to be taught that from a child. Yes, ma'am. I understand a little. I understand when I speak. That's like me with Spanish. Me comprende, no sabido. No habla, I guess is what it'd be. The government wants us to be dumb. Yes, they do. Yeah. That's because in the natural world, money is power. That's why they want all your money too. But in the spiritual realm and in the mental realm, knowledge is power. So they want you to be dumb. That way you're dumb and a slave. You'll be a slave financially and mentally. And they'll break you down that way. Because an educated, I forgot which one of the forefathers said it, educated populace cannot be enslaved. You know, you can't brainwash people, then you can't enslave them. And they start figuring out, hey, you're screwing me over here. Enough's enough. And they get tired of it, get sick of it. A lot of people ain't got sick of it enough, but here in America, they will. No doubt about that, especially the way it's heading. Some people, though, I don't know if they're ever going to wake up. Some people, it's not that they don't know, they're just lazy and don't want to do nothing about it. You know, it'll never affect me. And then when it does affect them, then they're like, poor me, how did this happen? And this and that. Well, you know, I've been telling you for years now this is going to happen and you didn't believe me. You know, I'm the lunatic. I'm the crazy one. Bluebird. You want to hear the bluebird, huh? Oh, you'd get the one that makes me cry, wouldn't you? No, I'll say it. It gets easier every time you do it. So. See what you started, babe? Said, do you see what you started?
No.
She said she wanted to hear the bluebird. Okay. Glory, glory, glory. to the Lord Most High. To this end is why we must try. For your will to be done, Lord, I pray. Your mercy holds back wrath each day. Holy, 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 the angels declare. I thank you for your loving kindness you share. While we were yet sinners, Christ died for us. Lord, this is your mystery, but in you I will trust. So sanctify me, Lord, in all of your truth, so your glory will be seen in all that I do. Lord, you are the head, and I am the feet, and you put your spirit inside of me. I think of it like a bluebird who wants to get out, but he's stifled and muzzled with fear and with doubt. He wants to sing like the songbird he is, but I will not let him, and he's sad because of this. I tell him if they see him, he'll make me look like a fool, because bluebirds are not tough, and they are not cool. But I let him out when I'm all by myself, and he plays and he sings like nobody else. If someone comes by, I put him back in his cage, but he wants me to release him right on this stage. But the truth is, if they seen him, they wouldn't even look at me, because he's beautiful and holy. He's quite something to see. And maybe that's what I'm afraid of. Maybe it's just jealousy, because this bluebird is awesome, and they'll forget about me. Lord, I'm sorry for hiding this gift that you sent, and I can hear the singing, because he doesn't quit. So Jesus, come help me, show me what to do. I know you can hear him, because he's singing to you. God, you're so good to us. You give us all that we need. Listen, my bluebird is singing. He's happy and free.
Good job, Papa. Hey, look who we got with us today. Say hi.
Hey, here. Technology.
Hi, guys. I'm back. See, this is why I'm Meemaw. One of 5 reasons, huh, sister? Okay. This is Natalia. Her is 1 year old, huh? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Look. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Can you tell me you have a brother named Isaac? That poem was a really good poem, wasn't it?
Okay,
Murphy.
I appreciate it, bro.
Oh, look at the pretty girl. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's okay. I'll get back on. You want to go play with your blocks? I think Papa's coming back. You say hi? Thank you. This is our granddaughter. Her hair's getting long. But we don't have no ponytails today, do we? See, Meemaw usually does some ponytails. Huh. Look. Oh, her just woke up. Her just woke up. Huh? Did you see Murphy? Yeah. Future YouTuber. Yeah. She'll be going home here in probably about an hour. Huh. Going home in an hour. Yeah. Y'all got grandkids? I guess Yee does. Say we have 5 grandkids. Oh, Meemaw needs to get a rag, don't her? No. Let me grab a rag. We need a rag. You don't like her nose being wiped much, do ya? But you don't like that too much, huh? Oh my, that's a lot. How many does your mom have? Like 38 grandkids and great grandkids. But she got 8 kids too. No, we're not throwing it on the floor. Mima ain't playing that game. Say nope. Huh. She tries. I don't think she slept as long as she wanted, really. But that's okay. And this is why we do all this, huh? For the next generation. Yeah, the puppy. So maybe it won't be such a sad, sad world for them. Huh. Huh.
That was negatory.
There's Papa. Say we're going to trade out and go play with some blocks. Say bye. Say bye. Hey, you say bye. Mom gets mwah. Mwah.
Hello, all.
We're going to play some blocks.
I think I'm fixing to have to get off here. I may do a live stream a little later though, if you know a little Spanish. Yeah, it's helpful down there in Texas, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I learned the cuss words first.
That's what they teach you first. And they teach you the wrong words too, to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'm going to get off here, but I may get back on later on today. I don't know. But if I do, I'll give a heads up if I could live stream again, guys. I appreciate all y'all coming and hanging out. Really do. God bless you and God loves you.